Well, greetings, hello, and welcome to live stream number 10. That's impressive. We're sticking with it. We're getting a little bit further into this series of our having some fun. Why don't we? All right, let's pick. I think the Surviving Mars soundtrack. I really enjoyed that one the other day. A little bit of nostalgia as well here. Wobbly, hello there. Welcome in. Good morning. All right, let's lock and load here, eh? So I need the YouTube day 9. Excellent. Starting to actually see like a skyline and like a real, city here. All right, so some business. We did download a few custom assets to help out. Nothing too crazy. And I think I've added like 3 mods. Just to kind of make things like a little bit more quality of life here. So don't get overwhelmed. These are basically signature buildings, some mall items, and some fun name brand things. Very dorky. Sure, pause there. Perfect. Mr. Chase, hello there. Wobbly, I got no complaints, eh? Eager and excited for this game. It's a good time for Skylines right now, you know? She's a good time for Skylines. This is so cool how this turned out, eh? Anyway, so you'll see me start using some mods that you may or may not recognize. We'll talk about them, but I'm not looking to, like, overwhelm, but we're looking for quality of life. So hopefully we achieve all that and more as we build out today. And then I did download some farm-like surfaces so we could do a bit more of a convincing job out here for farms. We had a great comment come in about having the, like, outskirts of the area be farmland until it's converted. Just to kind of help with the, the realism view and all that, right? Otherwise, man, this is so cool. I'm loving this city. So many fun pieces to it. I think I want to redo this bridge, or tunnel into a bridge. I'm actually feeling kind of crazy. I think a cute little suspension bridge here might be what the doctors ordered. Add a little bit more of the vibe visually. And then I do want to continue down here, but we're just basically playing the waiting game. I need more cargo to get exported. I believe that was Steven that helped us out. And so we are churning some goods now, which is fantastic, but I'm going to have to, like, let that run for a hot minute here. So why don't we start off with a little bit of just, like, general improvement. We have a lot of money. We have some new people moving in. April, hello there. And then some stuff on the bigger picture that we should start trying to work on a bit more is, like, connecting the metro. Trying to get some more connectivity for the trains. A little more connectivity over top of the highway. At least maybe another junction for Porter, Washington. Starting to come along. And then do we have an elevated or some kind of like train station in here? And I think the answer is yes. And that's maybe like closer to the, transit hub / like community service, civic, whatever you want to call this area. Yeah, lots to do. Lots to do. So I appreciate you guys being here as always. Wherever you're watching in the world, whether it's live or on the VOD. Hello. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for being here. All right, well, let's jump in, shall we? Much to do, much to do. Time always seems to just fly away. All right, so it's a little bit of traffic fixing here, and just getting some of these lanes to look a little bit nicer. Then I have downloaded mods that are going to help with like the lanes and traffic and stuff. So it's going to be a fun adventure, but a little nerve-wracking. But we can do a bit of like dynamic lane control as kind of a fun start right now, which is again a little nerve-wracking, but it's kind of cool, eh? I think that actually is fine for a straight and a left. A little bit more flow through here. Now the harbor area is getting some good traffic. Ensure that we got some traffic lights through here as well. The default is to have no traffic lights when you have your skinny streets intersect. I think I put some down, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw in some more. Actually, that might be an interesting spot here to wait so that traffic can kind of have a break. And then, of course, we are also testing out the hotfix for Ice Flake's most recent patch, which was helping with loading time, helping with like cargo systems, some mail and whatnot. So fingers crossed. I think we've had one game crash this entire like, knock on wood, this entire 10-episode stream series so far, so that's not bad. What's happening here? Oh, a little bit of traffic just from the, I gotcha. I gotcha. And then how's our, like, insane traffic corridor looking? Not too bad somehow today, huh? That's not too bad. All right, well, let's start pushing to the limits. Let's zone a few new people. And then we'll sneak a little peek, because I do see a few icons. And I had, I don't actually know if you can, but I had someone request if the disasters could be turned off. But I actually don't know if you can. As crazy as that sounds. I think we're holding, like, definitely a record right now, right? For, like, the most amount of tornadoes in a season. My God, you know what I mean? Not a bot! Yo, what's going on, dude? Welcome in. Episode 10, we've made it. That means after today, that'll be 20 hours, roughly, of content. And about 8 minutes of actual building within that time frame. Incredible. You can turn it off when you start the map. Oh, that's why my autopilot was getting all weird about it. Oh, okay. That makes kind of more sense, but also sugars. I don't know if I want them off. I just don't want to, like, disturb the vibe if everyone's kind of being like, oh, look, another tornado, you know? My goodness gracious me. And guys, this is crazy talk, but, like, Paradox is teaming up with Urban Games, and Urban Games publishes Transport Fever. And so we were asking, you know, out loud, how do we get in? This might be the way in now, eh? That's kind of a cool thought. Romy, hello there. Actually, you know what? Let's go wall to wall to wall to wall with this one. Oh, I understand. You know what we could do is like a little courtyard. Trying to get the zoning squares to cooperate is still kind of like the mini game within the game. But every once in a while you hit this like, oh yeah, kind of eureka moment, you know? Cute. We'll probably put some more stuff in there, but let's grow the population a bit right now. Please and thank you. High Lane, that's where I live. Don't dox yourself, please. Next thing you know, you'll have unwanted guests for dinner, and you didn't make enough spaghettis. You're like, oh, that's true. That is true. You got to consider this stuff, you know? I am kind of finding it really wild that we're in our, like, resurgence period for Skylines 2. We are at the precipice of the No Man's Sky. Yeah, those aren't the longest lot, which is A-okay. What we could do, though, is give them some, like, back lane parking, though. I've been neglecting parking to a certain extent. We definitely have some good parking zones, but it's not that difficult for the parking to kind of get a bit funky and just end up, like, causing little mini traffic hurdles. MJ Haas, what's up, dude? Happy Friday to you. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Yeah, single row parking lot. Cute. And then maybe, like, a covered one. Yeah. You know what we could do as well? Like a little internal feel-in park right here. Always appreciate you guys joining in. I hope the day's treating you well. A canopy-covered corridor park. Well, that's a cute name for that, eh? Oh, yeah, eh? Just somewhere kind of, like, nice to sit behind the houses here. Panda, hello there. Little parquet. Yeah, something long and skinny in there, eh? I think that one wants to go there, and this one wants to move over to here. Yeah. And then that one can actually overlap because it looks cute. That's a fun idea, eh? Ooh, I like that. Interesting how it does the extra width there for that little block. John Mary, what's up, dude? Jay Dizzle. Welcome in, friends. Good to have you with us. Oh, a little dog park in here. That's a cute idea. Like, effectively, you know, these parks, they are the backyards for the people that don't have a backyard. So if you live in a condo, you live in your shoebox apartment, you need somewhere to go and, like, stretch your legs and touch grass and enjoy life and nature. You know, where do you listen to your podcasts, right? I think it's very good to kind of just keep the green space momentum rolling. And I like how this is starting to unfold, too. And so, yeah, if we were to sneak a train station in, is that even possible, I wonder, eh? Or is this going to be reserved for, like, elevated metro, maybe, eh? I actually don't know if we have any vanilla elevated train stations. I know for certain we have vanilla elevated, oh, hello. Oh, wow, that's cool. Elevated historic central station with a pass-through. It does come from the workshop. So like I said, I've got a few items from the workshop now. I don't want us to be, like, overwhelmed or intimidated or any of that kind of stuff, but they should be pretty helpful, and they should add, like, nicely to the vibe. And I feel like the workshop is such a fun place to get lost, and it's like... I was making the joke yesterday on the Twitch stream, right? But it's like walking through your favorite mall, and every store is just having an anything goes sale. And in your mind, you think you have, like, a, you know, unlimited credit card, but really, your credit card is just tied to your RAM, you know what I mean? So it's like... Your computer will let you know when you've hit the limit. A little bit awkward. Ooh, sorry, yeah, hi, declined. Oh, really? Ooh. Yeah, elevated train station, though. This is a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, but I now have the desire to, like, use it, right? I'm going to plop this down just to kind of see what the imprint is, but we are looking for... Oh, yes, I remember. I downloaded this yesterday. It had that funky parking lot to it. That's right. Oh, gosh. This could look like the old historic... All right, well, $1 million question. Where does that tram road going, and why is that... Oh, it has a tram system built into it? Excuse me? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think this asset is functioning correctly here, because this is overlapping. Oh, you did that. Oh, I did that. I did that. It was me. I'm the one. I Taylor Swifted here. I'm the problem. Hi, it's me. Oh, my God. Yeah, the trams. I got very confused. Apparently, I have not had enough coffee this morning. That's looking much more correct. So that means the tram yard should go. See, that makes more sense, and that is kind of cool looking, eh? And that gives us the ability to keep the elevated rail corridor through this part of the city, hitting the waterfront. We are trying to make it seem like the old dock area here did indeed have some like trains going through it at one point. So I just realized our triangle about is all kaborked. And where do you live? I live in Kaborkistan. Ah, yes, quite. The intersection by the river, right? Yes, 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 that's the one. You know it well? Oh, I do. My car is still stuck there. Really? Yeah, in the Netherlands, a lot of the big stations are elevated, and below are shops. Common sense. You know, if you're out and about, grab a snack, right? I just feel like the tram depot is not the right kind of building to match this energy. This would be, like, a little bit too expensive. Might get pushed out further, but... Unless I hear any objection, I believe we're going to keep this one here, but we're going to try to work it into the equation maybe later. I think I'm just going to confidently put down one elevated rail through here. We can be like, oh, yes, of course. That was the plan. Elevated rail here. So I'm going to gently move our fire station right next to the farmer's market. Excellent. Pretend that was there the whole time. And then we could go over top. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Very New York. That'd be so wild. Or we could run it just in between some city blocks here. Turn it off, save some cost. That's fair. We're just balling. Like, we're straight balling right now. That's 4.2 million credits. 420, baby. We're just chilling here, you know? Also, you know, it's like a nice... Imagine you worked there and there's nothing to do. That's the greatest job ever. Don't take that from someone, you know what I mean? Yeah, this really cool job. And then some guy in chat, like, ruined it for me. What was his name? Like, Notabot or something. Traffic. Uh-oh, dangerous. I might do the old, like, you know, see how she feels approach with this. So I think I'm just going to toss it in. Let it kind of, like, you know, sit, and then we'll see how she feels. And that's an elementary school. That's going to just shuffle over. Ha! Wow. Not a bot. I love you. Steven, what up, dude? Welcome in. Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible thought, eh? Having that run across the city that does not, like, ruin the vibe or anything. I will get rid of the buildings, of course, where it's, like, clipping. And I think in real life, you know, you'd maybe have a cleaner tolerance. But I don't think it'd be out of the question, actually, to have some, like, buildings underneath this thing, right? For realism, though, let's have these properties be reset, especially while the demand is still there for it. Are you Sideshow Bob adding a rail over the school? Wasn't it like a highway they were trying to build? That is so cool. I love the old waterfront. It took a few episodes for us to kind of get here, though, eh? And I think moving the fire station actually added a little bit more to that. There's the old harbor. We have our Jersey jug handle right here. That's kind of fun for our, you know, left-hand turn. Slayer. Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome in. We are live making YouTube videos. What a fun, random thing, eh? Good to have you. Up-and-coming indie game. You heard of it. Cities Skylines. That's a bit nerve-wracking. Bring that down. Oh, gosh. Maybe we leave that as a higher point there, just because of the ferry dock. The Matlock Expressway. That's right. That's right. It's Abe Simpson with his old horn on his car. All right, so rail corridor over there. We'll get connected, but I do want to keep this thought going. Like, what's going to be our train station here? We could sneak one in at ground level and bring a train track in for it. And that could give us a nice little look. I'm sorry, I only play FPS games. Oh, you got any good ones coming up? Yeah, right. The French one is very pretty. I like that a lot. Very close to the transit corridor. We could have a little express bus that zooms around here. Hell Let Loose Vietnam. That's going to be cool. That I would absolutely play with you if you want, eh? Yeah. That's kind of cool. But then we have to, like, quickly jump up and over the interchange here. But that is our goal, just to get to that side of the track, eh? Oh, this is such a fun game. The tornadoes, like, if I had $1 for every tornado, I genuinely think I could retire now. $73. That would do it, right? 2026 is probably enough. That's 2 months of Disney Plus, right? Oh my god. No, I don't. I really like how this city's coming together. I'm kind of geeking out here. Yeah, so it's either we do here, and I think blending into the curve will make the infrastructure a little bit easier to kind of work with. Let's push forward. We have some lovely train bridges to use, too. And then if time permits, I did say I wanted to try another interchange for the Porter Washington Parkway. We did download, just to try it out, we got the Node controller, which was a fan favorite. Shout out to Brucey. Like one of the best mods from Cities 1. We have an updated, very gentle version also from Bruce on some custom traffic lights. And then I have a traffic mod where we can actually tie the lanes together how we want. So we're going to experiment a bit. I don't want to feel overwhelmed or make some mistakes and be like, oh god, now we need to start a new city. 402! Well, hello. What's up, dude? Welcome, welcome. Everybody in here today. I am really happy to see this game getting some extra love and attention again. And I'm still shooketh by the news that Paradox and Transport Fever, like Urban Games, like what a cool partnership, eh? Are we using Platter yet? No, I don't know how to describe it. That's a mystery that I haven't unlocked on my own. And I haven't, like, bothered watching content on how to use it yet. I just started a fresh save of CS2. Let's go. What you working on? How's it going? Do you need to see anything in the city for inspiration? It's gonna be a little bit harder than I thought, eh? Okay, that's not so bad. The goal of this would be to have enough length to queue a train. If we can't queue a train, the switches and all this kind of stuff is irrelevant. Because our butt would be hanging out and we'd be blocking a live track, which is not handy. Not ideal. Slay 3K. Slay 3 kilo. Slayer, I'm a dork. I have, like, the phonetic alphabet on, like, this, you know, big poster board thing. God, I don't think there's any plans for it, but wouldn't it be so cool if they added, like, an advanced mode and we could have, like, Transport Fever-esque train stuff here with, like, signals and, like, switches and stuff? I miss emotes. Twitch is a fun place for emotes. YouTube doesn't have emotes, or they have a different version, I guess, or... When I last live streamed, like, none of that was even, like, remotely a thought, you know? You just kind of, like, went live. Now I feel like I might be missing some stuff here. Yeah, that could be extended to, like, all transit systems, right? You could have, like, an advanced and a simple mode for traffic lights and whatnot, too, right? Mr. Chase, I love you. Thank you kindly. Takes one to know one, right? Yeah, this is getting to be, like, a lot of train tracks all of a sudden, right? Yeah, but, like, you know. It's almost like I need a one-track station. One-track mind, baby. Like, I don't want to pass both of these through. One second here. Let's do some more thinking. What other stations do we have? There's the French one, very cute. Local train station. That's just a oneer, but it goes a bit too far back. European Central, Historic Central. Oh, that's a really pretty one, too. Alright, this actually might be the best bet, eh? Yeah, that might be the best bet. Well, maybe my grand, ambitious plans to queue a train aren't going to happen. Oh, is this a moment for, oh, that was a lane connector, not node controller. No, the network multi-tool. That's what you were thinking of. I was like, by George, we could make our own. But no, that's an entirely different mod. Modding is relatively straightforward in this game. You just download it, turn it on, add it to a playset. They treat everything from the workshop as a mod, but if it affects the gameplay, they're going to call it a core mod. If it doesn't affect gameplay, it's effectively an asset, but they're just technically calling it a mod because it modifies the game. So you're kind of like, oh, okay. Actually. And then the big difference between Cities 1 and Cities 2 is instead of the mods coming from the Steam workshop, which limits you to like having to play on Steam, your workshop content comes from the game's menu now. Yeah, see, I don't know if that's really long enough to queue a train, but I'm kind of like out of space effectively, eh? Jadizzle, what you have to do is have one wall be a paint by number, and then you can invite everyone over for a paint party. One of my mom's friends did that when he retired, and that's lived rent-free in my head forever. And it was so fun going over and seeing the wall, because you're like, oh yeah, we helped do that day. A little bit of extra infrastructure here. Oh, Roby, you wrote that, not Jadizzle. Okay, well, hang on. I can't read. But I think the point still works. For whoever it is that you are that needs... Oh, for God's sakes. Leaves. Well, you'll be missed. But good luck painting. Oh my God. Get back here. So that can go under and then up. And then this goes across. I did leave this to be a little bit of the afterthought, and we were preaching early in our series that we want to make sure this is not the afterthought. Then it becomes a little bit more challenging to work in and make it seem like it was kind of like part of the picture the whole time. And then for the age of rail, like trains are older than cars, theoretically your rail should be, you know, a bit more planned than the car stuff. But there's exceptions to everything though, right? You know? You know what we could do actually is this could go down to a single track, and that will help kind of like space things together properly. And then we do have a bypass still. And then we can scale down to one track leaving the region. Is that 402 fails? The one and only Steven. The man, the myth, the legend. Whenever I open up the YouTube studio to just, you know, get the live stream and stuff going, what I will sometimes do is if I have like a fun, you know, Twitch live stream, I'll upload that to YouTube and just put it like unlisted and keep it for like archival purposes for me. And I have our Amsterdam stream as one of those. So every single time I open the studio, that's like, you know, up there as like one of the most like recent videos. And I always, and years ago, obviously, right? But I always see it and I'm like, that's 402. You and I have traveled. That's cool. We've been places. We've done things. Yeah, I think that's like, that's a lot nicer, eh? Yeah, easier on the eyes. Yeah, on the, in air quotes, next streamathon. Oh my God. We'll have to, like, try for the overnight content again, and then I can run the old streams. So people can get some nostalgia. And I have, City Skylines live streams from, 2016. From Cities 1, which are also just, like, relics to look at. I do want to stress, we're like not really in any kind of a rush or anything, but I do feel like these things just take so much longer than they really need to. the next thing you know, it's suddenly like, oh my gosh, how did so much time go by? Yeah, it's almost like that one just goes in a straight line into the split here. CS1 is such an era. It's so nostalgic. It seems so long ago now. Like 10 years. It's not that long, really, but it's been a minute, though. 11 years now, even, eh? CS2 is a slower pace. It's a slower pace, but it's fundamentally that, like, 5 more minutes feeling. You always want to just play for 5 more minutes. In your 5 minutes of play, you're never going to accomplish anything that's going to be enough to satisfy that, like, you know, satiate that thirst or whatever, right? Quench that. Satiate the hunger, quench the thirst. There you go. And so what do you want? 5 more minutes by the end of it, right? And where does that get you? Nowhere. Next thing you know, it's 2 in the morning. Your alarm is set to go off in 5.5 hours, and you're going to be a tired boy or girl at school or work the next day. Was it worth it? Absolutely. What did it cost you? Everything. Would you do it again? In a heartbeat. That's why CS1 was so much fun. It was very cute. It was very charming. There wasn't really much to compare it to. So everyone was just kind of like being a pioneer in the city building world. We just figured it out. You needed something, you built it. You further refined it. Then people started doing the fun interchanges, you know? Pushing the limit to, like, you know, what can the game even offer you, right? And then evolving meta. It was such a fun everything. And then now we're professionals. We've graduated from city building school, and we play the big boy software now. Okay, I think that one needs to go to that side, and then that one comes in. I do feel like, you know, mods or vanilla, these kind of things just take longer than you need. And it's always like a few extra steps, but just don't rush. If you rush, make a mistake, that gives your city the ick. And then you're done playing on it. For a video game, it is long. It had a very long cycle. I do argue the cycle got lengthened by like another year or two because Skylines 2 was a little bit rough for launch. Even with a rough launch, though, it still had like enough momentum that people could see what was happening. So close. Time does fly in this game. It's such a fun... And then late game is very pleasant to get to. It's not easy to get to. And so late game is almost just fascinating to look at. There we go. I do wish for more Transport Fever-esque controls at some point somehow. Because I think it'd be a fair comparison to play some Transport Fever, especially with Transport Fever 3 coming out. Just to kind of see, like, you know, maybe you got some inspiration. Maybe they got some ideas right. Maybe they got some ideas wrong. What could be ported over? Is there now a chance for stuff getting ported over because they're on the same, you know... Oh my gosh, like, you know, umbrella friendship now? And then Transport Fever 2, for me, burns a little bit slower than this. So I always feel a little bit self-conscious that I'm not, like, playing fast enough. Or that the content gets a little bit stale. But then Transport Fever is just kind of like this on a, you know, a region scale. It's not really a city builder, but it's a city builder adjacent. And we're hoping that the new one is even more city builder-esque. But yeah, this kind of stuff, though, it's just cruel that it doesn't work better. You know what I mean? Like, it's just cruel. Mods are not. Okay. And now, basically building that. Yeah, that's not bad, eh? That's not bad. And I do feel like you'd want to be able to get over to that track. Something like that, you know, as well. Transport Fever 2 has more of a, like, you know, you're in your basement and you're building, like, the model railroad on top of a tabletop. And the maps kind of like reflect that as well. You can have these like long, skinny, like literally what feels like a, you know, board of wood in your basement. And I prefer that style of map because then you can have like these long bullet train routes by the end of it. And it's really fun to have like a plane go from like one end of the map to the other. And all that stuff, it's very nifty and dorky and fun, and it's just like a little bit more depth in the transportation realm than this game offers. This is not really a transportation management game. This is like a city management game, and then transportation's a byproduct of like a city. So it's, you know, it's in there by association, but that's a weird one because I want Transport Fever to be less transit management and more city building. So I kind of hope that they find a lot of success with Transport Fever 3, and then their next big project would be a city builder. And that would just be absolutely awesome. And they might be the first ones to do it, as crazy as it sounds, but like a multiplayer experience or like an MMO that is a transit game. You know, like your region runs partially on a server to help, but you just like play and move goods around with your friends, right? Euro Truck Sim in the city you build. Very interesting thought. Cities XL with that, like, you know, world region. Oh, it's just so much to do, not enough time. Forever and always. Yeah, I know, eh? It's funny, every week that goes by with us doing this, like, I don't want to be locked to only cities. I love cities, but I think we need to play a little bit more. I think Transport Fever is, like, definitely up our alley. Oh my gosh. We'll fix that in a second. Nizura, what's up, dude? Yeah, like I don't know, man. The Skylines 2 launch could have been so much different if they just basically were like, it's early access. We need your help. And everyone would be like, oh, okay. Instead, they're like, you know, it's actually a Finnish game. The only thing Finnish about it was, like, it's from Finland, you know? So it's like, huh. This is Move It Mod functionality right here. So we're going to just align our object height. That'll make that transition a bit smoother. Sim Airport. That's a cute game. I did one of them. I don't know if it was Sim Airport or like the Airport Tycoon, but like the little pixie, you know, pixelated blocky one. I played that one. I thought that was kind of cool. And that just makes me want to have deeper, richer airport mechanics for this game. That's another system that'd be so much fun to build. Similar to the NDLC from Cities 1. Finish game, yes. Finish game, no, basically. But then, like, I don't know. Forgive and forget, right? Like, it seemed like a communication problem. Too many chefs in the kitchen. Everybody wants to do right by the project. And so we're having, like, our TSN turning point, the resurgence. New studio, new me, right? And it's good. I feel it. I feel it. That could be better. PDX has one big airport asset. Well, like in Cities 1, you could pop down a few different options, and you could, like, draw your own, I think, by the end, right? If you had the DLC. So unless I'm mistaken here. It's weird. I don't know how well I would actually do if I were to go back and play some Cities 1 again. I played it once, just on stream as kind of like a fun thing on Twitch. But for me, it felt like nostalgic throwback, and even though I have like almost 7,000 hours, like I literally didn't know what I was doing anymore. It was such a weird one. Like my brain has shifted into CS2. Well, that's better. That's cool. I still blame COVID. That was part of it, but I think they just really needed, like, they were waiting, it felt like, for the perfect moment to release it, and the game had to be in, like, a perfect state, but, you know, after, like, years of internal development, they just couldn't get it there. They needed a product to get out to market so they could start getting some feedback and start figuring out, like, what to work on next. I think the manner in which they did that just wasn't great, and it unfortunately left a little bit of a ripple effect in the community. I don't know, that doesn't look bad, eh? That does not look bad at all. I'd almost believe that, yeah. And our janky, I still cannot believe this. Oh my heaven, this lives rent-free. Right before I fall asleep, you're like, remember that interchange you almost messed up? That still is kind of like, I'm like, no, please, I'm going to bed. Not now. Not now, thank you. So this has to connect to there. And this also needs to swing around if we wanted to continue. And we still need to talk to the rail yard here. Oh my heaven. As a creative, if you wait until you feel like your project is done to release it, it'll never be released. Yes, literally. And there's always something that's going to be, like, in air quotes, important to you that may not be important to someone else, right? And so, like, you know, the traffic systems or something, you know. What I think is wrong with the game, you might not agree with, right? And so that also is part of the problem. It's almost like if you poll the community and ask them what they want, I don't think you can really get a real answer. I think people just know they want something a little bit different than what's currently on offer.
This is an emergency broadcast to all
Another tornado? What? Oh my heaven, eh?
extreme wind conditions are expected. All citizens are advised to seek shelter at this time.
I yearn for, like, Move It Mod 1. That was such a nice thing. Okay, what are we up to? $77 now on our $1 per tornado? Yeah, right. I'm going to pause just because I'm going to interrupt a couple systems here. You're going to hate me, but those rails are not aligned to the road underneath. Oh God. Like, where? What do you mean? You know what I mean? What do you mean? They're close enough. I don't even know where you're talking about, so forget it. I also, like, I have a hard time with perfect symmetry, and perfect symmetry in the real world sometimes doesn't feel correct. And so it's a tough one here in cities, but without, like, a true mirror function, it's tough. Steven, I would say yes, because I can still hear the alerts. Oh, right over the tracks. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then that curve needs to be smoothened out. Please and thank you. You got it. Yeah, that first intersection railroad after the split from the station and out. Oh, that's fine. I'm not too... These don't need to be symmetrical, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not trying to be, because then I feel like I have to make it symmetrical the entirety of the way through. I'm going for kind of like, you know, she's not too bad, you know? If she fits, she sits kind of approach, right? Not too bad. Not too bad, not too shabby. Oh, I used that park asset a couple times there. That's all right. Dumb. What up, dude? Tornado Outbreak. Outbreak is a cool game, dude. And then Funnel Runners. That'll be a fun one when that comes out. And then I would just need, like, enough of a curve here that a train could make the, Yes, exactly that. Oh, that's cool. All right, I should be able to bring trains in from the region now to at least test this. No, I was talking about the rail on top of that Brookhaven Street. Oh, let me double check just in case I'm gonna freak out when I finally see it. Okay, very simple, but just to get some people in from the region differently. What street is Brookhaven? Cool name too, eh? Elizabeth Cherry, Rose. Where on earth is Brookhaven? Birchdale, that's cute too. Autumn, Barlow, Florence, Coleridge. Oh golly. This, I swear, how fun would this game be if there was like a Google Maps feature? Like you name some streets, you go looking for them in Google Maps. How fun would that be? Or you could search for like a post office and it would like give you directions to one. Ugh. I genuinely have no idea where you're talking about. If I can't see it and it doesn't really bother me, then that's fine. And I'm not trying to make this like super perfectly lined up, you know? Irish, hello there. Irish, welcome in. Happy Friday to you, sir. All right, you can take the paws off now. Don't put your paws on me there, bud. And I downloaded some custom assets to do more big box over here. And we should get one. Yes, look at this. Passenger train. Oh, yeah, dude. What color should we color that? I'm going to get rid of that little bump in the road over there, too, for the rail. Toot toot. Damn right. A little bit of jankiness for that hill. It's not terrible, though. Oh, that's cool. The yellow silver's not bad. I'm happy to keep this. It's not bad. Yeah, a little bit of terraforming, or just a little bit of, like, you know, gently adjusting the height there. We don't need no roller coaster, but... Then how are we through here? A little bit goof troop, but we could make that slightly better. Not bad, though, eh? It could be purple, that's true. You just passed Brookhaven. Where the heck is Brookhaven? Where is Brookhaven? Is this Brookhaven? Brookhaven, Brookhaven. Well, what do you mean? Like this going into this street? Oh, what, like this issue here being not lined up straight or something? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, but it's like, I don't, like, what's wrong with it though? You know what I mean? Are we off by like 1 degree? Don't point it out. I don't even see what's wrong. If you point it out correctly, I'm going to throw up, I think. Don't do this to me, Nizra. I love you too much. Don't do it. I beg you. No, I think it's okay. Like, all jokes aside, I think it's okay here. Oh, also, friends, I'm going to attempt... I don't know if you have any, like, interest or there's desire, or if you have any feedback with me just making a blanket statement here, but I'm going to try making just, like, a little series where we build some fun interchanges. I'm going to do my best to kind of, like, you know, edit them slightly, but it shouldn't be, like, super long form or anything, but just a casual little, like, highway interchange series. Or just, like, the evolution of an intersection. You know, start with a really simple interchange and then, like, complicate it to show kind of, like, the evolution of, like, how you could change your own cities. There's the power line corridor. Who wants to be our next highway interchange? Probably over here, eh? Trumpets and diamonds with Jedi. I love it. Do you diverge your diamond? That's a very personal question. And the answer is yes, I do. You know, maybe it's a virgin diamond. Maybe it's a single point urban interchange. Maybe it's Maybelline, you know? What would be the cat version of a dog bone interchange? Something in the shape of a fishy, probably. I love turbines. Oh, those are cool, Yang. Those are very fun to look at. That's symmetry, though. Symmetry scares me, eh? Yeah, so Steam Workshop for City Skylines has exploded with mods. Oh, yes, my dude. It's like 6 digits worth of content. All for free. Some of it needs a DLC, but most of it... And you just gotta, like, you know, you love games that have mods. You love even more game companies that embrace the mods. Don't fight it. The I can't believe it's not a Diverging Diamond interchange video. Yeah, right, eh? All right, well then, $1 million question. What interchange do we build right here then, eh? This is us doing kind of like little research, little test shot, you know? At some point, this needs to start arcing around, and we might need to... Actually, if we were to somehow... Why are you so angry, by the way? Oh, I think I need more road connections, that's why. If we were to somehow tie it in, I would like to see, like, the Golden Gate Bridge be, you know, tied into this, eh? Why are you not getting, services? Oh, there you go. What are some of the interchanges that we haven't done? Oh, golly. I genuinely think we've actually crossed most of the boxes here. We have a single point urban interchange as Spewy. Not really winning awards for symmetry, but it is kind of functional, which is nifty. And we do have some lane mods now that could help out with this. And we haven't really gone through and actually, like, fixed the, you know, you can't turn left, you can't turn right here. But for a vanilla standard, it's just not terrifying. One of the hardest interchanges that we could build, this would be highway exit going into a road, but we could try a continuous flow, a CFI, that has a displaced left-hand turn. We would need mods, though, to make it functional. And that would kind of push me to the limit of my mod experience right now, which would be kind of a fun one to try, but that could be crazy. Otherwise, single point, this I want to say is like a partial cloverleaf, but like, oh god, you know what I mean? We have a nice little trumpet right here, very pleasant. And then we've got another trumpet, very pleasant. And I still want to get little waterworks going here. Yang, that was a great suggestion. So I moved the radio mast higher territory, and that can kind of be like marshes to collect all the spill water from the road. And then beautiful partial cloverleaf right here. This is the vanilla default Dan. This, hypothetically, could get turned into the continuous flow. If we wanted to make this into a 4-way, that would be insanely crazy. Not impossible. And then I don't think we've fixed this little portion right here, eh? No, we have not. If I were to vote for something to get redone, I would vote for this one here. I'm not sure what the concession is from the studio audience here, but this one might be nifty to turn into a 4-way. And then that one also, what a beautiful partial cloverleaf hybrid, because it has the roundabout. One of my favorite ones are the CS one with rail, roads, key walls. Oh god, the good, yes, Nizura, yes, Goodwin. I know exactly the interchange you mean, dude. That's a really nice one. Some fun stuff. Oh, traffic. Oh my heaven. Oh my heaven. What is going on here with traffic, eh? Where do you guys want to go, left or right? Left and right, eh? Huh. It's just a lot of volume. I don't think we have a bad design here or anything, but just a lot of volume. Yeah, I think just literally adding this right here should help tremendously right here. Let's see how that would actually work, eh? Have you heard of a turbine interchange? Oh, yeah, of course, dude. I just find them very challenging to build, eh? Eclipse! Yo, what's up, man? Is this Eclipse Chris, by the way? Is the performance any good now? Or is it still somewhat bad at... Oh, no, much better now. Much better now. Launch day, it is night and day. It is comical how much better it is now compared to launch. Like, it is not a fair comparison. The new studio that's doing the development for Paradox has taken over. They've had 2 big patches go out. The last one was just literally a few days ago. And they have hot fixes for those patches. And everyone's very pleased right now. Oh, man. I think just like a simple cloverleaf here, eh? I think a simple cloverleaf is what the doctor is ordering. But how do I make one that's going to be like nice and even? I swear, the symmetry. Parclo, I've heard that term before. A partial cloverleaf is... well, I'll build the cloverleaf out right now. I think there are some in the game that we could unlock, but... Oh, that's funny they call that the partial cloverleaf. Oh, that's interesting. The dumbbell. Oh, that's cool, too. A roundabout interchange. I never... So there's the actual cloverleaf. Cloverleaf just looks like a 4-leaf clover. And then a partial cloverleaf doesn't have all of the same arcing, swooping arms. And then cloverleafs have 2 different versions. There's like a simple and a complex version. But I will try to build something symmetrical here. And this is going to be like, oh god. But like, just don't judge too hard. Let's just do our best, eh? This is learning together. Alright, so how many tiles? I want you to count at this point. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is like the count. And there's a bit of a gap here. So that's... I don't even know. This is what I mean. You can do it, thank you kindly. I don't think I can even confidently count in this game. Ah! I love it. Alright, try that one more time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not a full one. Okay. Part of the problem, too, is I don't think that's, like, even, but whatever. So, part of a full one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. That means I would have to go there, eh? Alright, are we going to mix it up here for fun now? I don't think I need to, but, you know, one more time, right? How far out? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then there. And then what other languages do we need here, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. What language was that one, eh? Norwegian next? I don't think I know how to count in Norwegian. Alright, so you've made this for me. What is this now? I don't know. So let's try cutting that out and maybe doing the swooping arms into this for symmetry. Do you finish? No, I can only do English, French, Spanish, and Japanese. That's it. That's all I got. And so ideally 90. Yes. No way. This might work. Okay. No way, dude. Broseph, Montana. This actually might work. But then here's the question for you. Why are these at different angles? So they're not. They're not. They just look like they are. Oh. And then also, just like, you know, get it good enough, dude. Like, don't stress so much here, you know? It's pronounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9er, and 10. The phonetic pronunciation, you have to be so exact with your pronunciation if you're like in, you know, airlines or any of that kind of stuff, right? You must articulate correctly every enunciation of the word. Cool. That's it. We're done. Done. Done like dinner. Yeah, you're not done. Yeah, right. Well, it's kind of like, you know. And so I need two-way road here. This everything's gonna get a little bit complicated. I'm gonna do my best here, but this might be a bit of trial and error. So, you could leave it theoretically just like this. I know this is not like the nicest looking thing, but hypothetically, we have made the most basic version of a cloverleaf here. So if you're driving on this road and you wanted to go onto the highway going left bounds over to that way, you are going up, you are turning right, you are entering the highway. Bob is your uncle. You're a happy camper, right? If you're coming from this way, bada bing, bada boom to your left. What we need now, though, is a faster way. Because if you wanted to, say, come on the highway here and go to the right, you'd have to go up, through, exit, and then in. And there are some rural cloverleafs that are just this portion. It's less road maintenance, you know what I mean? Adds an extra minute to travel, but whatever. So we're going to make a faster version. And we could do it with a tight interchange like this. Or these could be swooping arms to make that like a faster flow. So I feel like it depends on how much traffic you're looking for. But that would be the evolution of that. And then this would be, you know, the on. We can even do that to make this cleaner and faster. Or you just take the LA approach. You know, anywhere an interchange can fit, just put one in. Not really any rhyme or reason. And just try not to, like, interfere with the flow too much, right? Oh, MSG, what up, dude? Yo, how's the new patch helping performance? Comical how much better it is, dude. I personally, like, I've met so many people on the Paradox team. I love them tremendously. I'm frustrated that they couldn't get it to work. Like, on a personal level, they all deserve the best, you know what I mean? They brought us Cities 1. They just couldn't make it happen. Iceflake, they're looking at it on a fresh set of eyes. They don't have that same, you know, like, emotional closeness. So they just go in there and just start, like, making changes dramatically. And whatever they're doing has been phenomenal. They're on 2 successful patches with 2 successful hotfixes. Actually, that's a little bit cleaner, a little bit faster for flow. No need for that traffic light now, right? Yes, Yang, actually. You know what I downloaded, eh? Come back to that in 1 second. Look what I downloaded, just for fun. I got a few commercial signature buildings. We got a Costco. Hi, welcome to Costco. I love you. We got an AutoZone. We got Home Depot. So I thought we kind of put some more of those out here, eh? Very cool. Okay, where were we? And so this could be for part of the loop, just to help with our symmetry. The 2-way traffic portion right here, that part of the loop. That should hopefully look about symmetrical.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special
I swear to God, this is another tornado.
tornado is a
Oh my God! How in the heck? This is not real. This is not real. This is scripted content. I didn't get the script, though. Are you kidding me? This is our downtown this time. Just ignore it. I can't help it. I am a mayor feeling the pain of this right now. They are pulling trees out of the ground, for goodness sakes. I planted those trees, all right? My grandfather planted those trees, right? My grandfather was John Skylines, okay? You show some respect. Oh my goodness. Well, what do they say? Admire the fire, right? Oh my god. Huh. Huh. Well, nothing you can do about that. Nope. Oh my god. I'm gonna have this weird sinking feeling that I'm messing this up this whole time. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm not getting this correct. Or I'm missing like one portion that is pivotal to like the... Let's build this and then we'll go over it. And then, yeah, adjust the heights and all that stuff, too. Worry about that in a second, though. Let's just get the functionality in. We preach it often. You got to get it functional before you make it beautiful. This is what happens when you build where you shouldn't. This is literally the cause and effect of this interchange, all right? I am getting punished for bringing this into life, okay? I don't know who I hurt somewhere, but my day of reckoning is coming. Oh, you know what you did, Jedi. No, it was a nice interchange, really. What would Porter Washington say? Oh my god. With the Move It, if you're doing Costco, I find the assets very small compared to the real ones. Agreed. I like to do a lot of parking lots around it. You can use design candies techniques to combine clipping. That's a clever way to do it too, eh? Jan, what's up, dude? Yeah, I wish, what was it? Procedural objects. I'm not going to ask why those are a little bit different looking. I said don't say anything. Don't worry about it. It's going to look as good as it can. All right. You just do your best, right? It's the best you can ask for. That spilling into a roundabout is actually pretty good for our cause right here. These two intersections, though, I think this is kind of an oopsies. I almost feel like this one maybe wants to have that be the left, and then you can beeline into here, or, This could become a three-way. We just do this. Yeah, because those are bus stops there. We don't want to, like, disrupt with that, right? I was saying something. Oh, procedural objects. I miss having that. I don't know if that's been around or not, or reintroduced to the Skylines 2 ecosystem. That was the mod where you could pull pieces out of like a skyscraper. You could, you know, literally make an object bigger, an asset. You could separate the asset from its layers. I remember watching Leader of the Monkeys do that back in the day, and she would do like custom skyscrapers. And I would just be like blown away. You know, I'm like, holy god, this is the direction the game is going. Like, oh my god, you know? That one was intimidating. I would always do like very basic functionality, just like make something a little bit bigger or like scale something up or down. And then we eventually got carried away. We used that for a Star Wars-esque like Navy dockyard city that we built. We had like the Imperial propaganda machine running at like full intensity too. It was really fun. Well, there you have it. Out of nowhere, we have just built a Cloverleaf, and it's the slightly expanded version. And because we added the, you know, the dual, we can now cut back on time because you don't have to go like up and through it like 3 times now to change direction. We just go up to the right, we can go up to the left. That's so cool. Very clean. And I feel like it passes enough of the symmetry test that I wouldn't be like, oh, God. Like, if I paid someone to make this and I came back and saw it, I'd be like, oh, yeah, dude. Heck yeah. And then what do I always jokingly say? You don't judge my process, you judge my results, eh? And this is like not half bad. Can you disable street parking? Yeah, we can do that. That's a good idea. I wish there was a better way to do that too, eh? I wish we didn't have to, like, do this. You know, with your curbs and mediums, right? Why don't we just do lane control with medians here? And then we'll put in the middle some trees, because trees are beautiful. Like, it's not a bad solution to dealing with parking, doing this, but I just feel like, you know, give me, like, a no parking option sign that can be enforced. That does happen to make it look cutesy, so I'm kind of like, oh, okay. That is bangerang. That's absolutely bangerang. And then I think maybe this just becomes like a little squared off. Oh, very happy. All right, so how are the trains looking now that they've had some time to kind of like, you know, break in and all that, right? Yeah, quite a few people coming out. That's awesome. So let's give them a helping hand. And let's bring a bus through here. And then we can have a little bus neighborhood line here. And maybe have like a little express or something that goes right to the station. Oh, Steven, do you want to see that? The extra lanes going in and out? Ooh, okay. So we could do a 6-lane for a split second here. And then I'll extend this because it looks fresh. And then I don't necessarily want the extra lanes going into this just because the roundabout, it just makes it a little bit funkier. So I'd argue let's make this easy on the drivers, less lane changes to make if you want to, like, you know, take the third exit. But that side there, though, so we should have a little bit more dynamic control. And then as you leave the city, the road should get wider anyway. That's kind of just like a natural thing because, like, you know, this part of the city would be older. We didn't need super wide roads then. This would be a newer part of the city designed specifically for higher capacity going into the highway system. More traffic. And this could also be like a little big box store area. I don't understand why crime is so bad over here, eh? We literally have a police station like next door. Like, crime is illegal. I don't know if these people realize this or not. I might need to do like an education campaign. Because, yeah, jail availability. We haven't even connected the island correctly yet, right? We're crushing this. I like this police station. Maybe we can upgrade our police station here, eh? Let's take out the little cutesy little one. Let's take a bite out of crime, McGruff style. People are robbing the football field. They're literally taking home the bleachers. But we've instituted a tough on crime policy right across the street. The commissioner's office is actually this one right here. The second one in. Yep. So he's looking right over with his binoculars right now. So you have to remain vigilant, because I don't actually see crime, but crime is happening. This is why we need Batman, by the way. Procedural objects causes buildings to stop functioning as commercial assets. True. That is true. That is a true fact. You could fake it, though, in Cities 1, because you could have, like, a service block, or whatever you wanted the building to be. You could have that, a little function piece added to it, but that is a good shout, though. And then that needs to be... There you go. Very cute. All right, so back to some buses here, eh? Yes, please. Oh, the old bus depot. I downloaded this from the workshop. I'm going to put that in our old waterfront area. This should look so fresh. Oh, that's a nice big asset, dude. Oh, that's so cool, too. Yeah. It might be a bit much, though. But I like that. Funny, actually, you know what, eh? I'm with you. Yeah, I know what you're saying. If the train track went partially over it, that would kind of be cool to look at, and that might make sense for, like, in air quotes, the land value element of it. Okay, so I need that to be, like, on a road that's just below it. That's cool. Why is the field missing rugby lines? I don't know. Like everything else, it's just version 1, the placeholder. Listen, my $1 million question for this game is why are there not more, like, hockey assets and stuff, eh? Oh, yes, 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 yes. It'd be a very cute mechanic if on your winter maps, you could create these little, like, ponds that would freeze over. And you had, like, little generic skating at the park or something, right? Or, like, in Canada, I don't know if this is everywhere else in the world, but for our outdoor parks in just, you know, like, our public places, we'll have tennis courts in the summer, outdoor ones, that will get flooded and frozen to be ice hockey rinks in the winter. That's, like, dorky and fun. Yeah, that's nice, eh? That's a good-looking building. That's good with the train track over top. I like that. And then, bonus, more buses, baby. Taxis. Oh, yes. We don't have taxis down yet. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious me. Yep. So let's do a loop that maybe gets added to this mix, and then we can have a box go around this whole shebang. That encourages some line sharing. Adding more team members to our transit team. Love to see it. Encouraging line sharing. Love to see that. Overlapping existing infrastructure. Financially, you'll love to see it. Save some bucks. Hell yeah, dude. 400 credits saved. We're rich. Let's not go that far, but... maybe one more in here. Sure. And then, I don't know. Do you need an express bus? I don't think so. All right, I'll do it. Just because it'll look cute. All right, you talked me into it. Two-way traffic for the buses on this one. Okay. The only thing I will say, though, is this should not be a traffic light, just for the sake of, like, you know, not slowing down everyone here. And then if we wanted to make this a bit more efficient, let's curve that bit of the turn. Guys, great episode so far, eh? We're all over the place. I kind of thought we'd be doing a bit more work elsewhere, and that's, I think, part of the fun of doing this. You guys are great for just a little bit of suggestion and help. Spitballing, bouncing ideas. That's kind of dorky and cool. And I really don't mean to be. I read the comments, and I'm always like, oh, I gotta respond to that one. But I'm a little bit slow responding to the comments, but there's been just, like, phenomenal, just wonderful comments. Everyone's just so happy to have me back, too, which is, like, just filling the sales, you know what I mean? It is kind of crazy, though. Like, a lot of us have been hanging out for over a decade now. Like, I still can't quite fathom that correctly, you know? There you go. That's cute. So buses can kind of cut through if they need to, eh? I'll blow some hot air if you need. Thank you, sir. I would appreciate that tremendously. I thought I saw you at a plop down Sports Star. You did? Yeah. Over here where the big box is, eh? Like this one here, you mean? The old Bass Pro Shop styled. Functional parking lot. That's incredibly cool, too. And we'll put down some big box stores here. John, you, I think, have the record for the most amount of my, like, hearts on your comments, you know? You and Soccer Rocker. And then, Yoda. Darth Yoda. Quite a few of the OGs would just be rushing to get the first comment in. It always filled me with, like, just so much, you know? It didn't even matter the time of day. There was no, like, real schedule to the uploads, too. They just kind of happened sometimes, you know? And it's like 2:30 in the morning, John's time local. Whoop. Jedi's uploaded, 1 second. And then off to bed. Okay, fantastic. A little bit more bus support. And then, yeah, like one little, like, why not? You know what I mean? One little cutesy. No sé por qué no. This way, you know, like grandma or someone, you've got the stroller, you know, you got the groceries, maybe you bought a new desk because you're a cool dude. You have to go play some video games or something, and you're broke and you still got to take the bus, so I understand. Express, yes. Yeah, see, that's good to go, right? Dorky. Always a race, a fun one to win. Airport was a save game. What do you mean by that, Yang? Dude, are you kidding me? The commissioner, Batman, my whole speech, crime never sleeps. Like, what? Do we need vigilante here? Like, what's going on? How the heck, eh? Oh my heaven. How do I... A helipad. Okay. Please, 24/7 helicopter support now. Let's go. Squash out crime, please. Let's also get some parking in for the stadium. Instead of a ploppable asset, you mean the airport DLC stuff towards the end? I would love something like that in this game. The airport is very cool in this, don't get me wrong, but it's very plain Jane. You're like, cool, I've plopped an airport. Okay. And they're all the exact same size and look and feel. So there's not really like, look at how cool my airport is. It's like, look at this hot mess of an airport. You're like, oh yeah, cool, so is mine. Someone called Discord Man. He is real, you know. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Steven, but he is real. Bicycle parking would be... Oh, you already have some nearby. That's true. That's true. Yang, you gotta go into asset creation and make your own, eh? Gotta be the change you want to see. I've read that somewhere. That's why Canadians try to be so friendly. But to change the world, you know? Is there a desire or a need for that to go back there to help kind of fill that in more? Maybe. Then we can just get a little bit more commercial in here. Get your hot dogs. Hot dogs! Oh, that may not be the right asset. Let's do commercial there, and then I'm going to throw the residential right there. Some lucky people can watch a game get played. Les jeux sont faits. There you go. Give me more control over this, by the way. And let me maybe, like, specialize. If I wanted that to be, like, a hotel and a gas station. Like, why can't I choose that, you know? These are all great questions. Great questions. Out of nowhere, will you guys look at the improvement to traffic? Look at this, eh? So definitely the public transit system. I'm not even going to make a comment about these yahoos. I don't know who you think you are, but that is not how you drive on these streets. I'm putting a median... I am putting an end to this U-turning right here, right now. You stop that. That is the byproduct, though, of having, like, an incorrect amount of parking. Everyone just zooms around trying to find parking spots. So imagine that wasn't actually happening. But I think what I'm trying to point out here is that the addition of the new interchange... Even just a little bit of traffic release. You know, the volume died down a bit there. Volume picked up here. Between the two, now we have no problems. And this is really fun to look at. I'm actually very impressed we built this, eh? This gives me hope for my little YouTube series. Steven, inspired by you. I appreciate that. Oh, I am a goober. I have the power lines a little bit too close to that. That's a shame. What are we having issues with here? Pathfinding has failed on our residential passenger regional train there, eh? What would be the reasoning for that, I wonder? Ah, we have Bort out. Not the end of the world. This is what's trying to get fixed right now. I'm not really sure why that happened the way it did. So let's maybe delete the line. Okay, well... Oh, it's this cargo railway. Really? Really? The cargo didn't work. Oh, interesting. But why? Really? Oh, to shreds, you say. To shreds. Let me try that one more time, huh? Pathfinding failed. What have you done to the rail? Did you sever a connection? No, did you? No, I didn't. That's so weird. Let's go over the length of our train here. I think we have a bit of an oopsies. And then I inadvertently got rid of our passenger train, thinking that was the problem one. Yeah, the cargo train's returning to the depot, eh? Can we put in some road maintenance? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, eh? I downloaded a very fresh-looking old road maintenance depot that pairs with this old bus depot, which I've now lost. Oh, no, you didn't lose. Oh, it's right here. Yeah. This is going to be, I think, kind of a cool fit for the old waterfront. Yes, that looks cool in there. Very appropriate for the old waterfront. How cool is that, eh? Oh, your little civic work building pieces. Yes, good suggestion. So PDX Mods has malls now and department stores. Yeah. It's like very dangerous to start shopping. I was making that joke earlier. It's like having a credit card with no limit, but in this case, the limit's your RAM, and you're, you know, at some point your card's gonna get declined, you know? How do you have an old park maintenance building? Oh, it's from the workshop. If you're looking at the items here, if you see that black and green kind of like yin-yang symbol, it means it came from the workshop. And it could be part of like a content creator pack, could be like a one-off or something, but generally speaking, you'll kind of see the icon where they come from. Is it DLC? Is it a workshop item? This right here is from the, I don't know what that one is. MA. What is the MA pack, eh? But yeah, some workshop items are starting to sneak in. Same with the mods. I kind of thought we'd be doing a bit more with the mods, but our traffic has been like solving itself vanilla-wise. Oh, cool. It's the same guy that does Costco. Is it? Is that beaver dude, right? Okay, let me figure out again why these cargo trains aren't working. There. And I'm going to change the color just so it's easier to see. I don't bork that out again. For whatever bizarre reason, the default color seems to be the color of like your track, right? So it's kind of like, huh, why are you like this? Maybe, oh, maybe a strong red, actually. Ooh, that's a cool thought. Yeah, red for the red rocket. Made all those assets, did he, though? This one, too? I wish it showed where it came from, eh? I don't know if it was a mod or what, but there used to be... I think it was a mod for CS1. You could click on it, and it would bring you the workshop link. Okay, so cargo is talking. Let's bring this back into the mix. Pardon me. Yeah, I don't know what was broken there, but they're working again. It's got to spawn the new vehicle. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, look at the red train, eh? That's very pretty. Unbelievably delicious. Out of nowhere, this is like one of the best model train sims, and this is not the intended purpose. What is that interchange? I'm sorry, have I never noticed this before? What am I looking at? Vanilla? Oh my heaven. Vanilla interchanges are absolutely cooked. Brother, what am I looking at here? I don't think anyone would be upset if we rebuilt this into a four-way, right? And then what we could do... Oh, man, this is such a cool thought. Like, that really helps further strengthen this little highway offshoot. It ends over here in the city. What if it ended over here with a continuous flow? But that was the backup going into manufacturing. And that way we're not just jamming. It's fine for the moment, so I don't want to seem like we're sounding alarms here. But at some point, this should bottleneck. Logically, as we grow our port area, we'll need another way in, right? What's a stunt jump from GTA? Oh, no way. That's where they filmed the trailer for GTA 6. Cool. Wow. Maybe we get early access now. No, I don't know. Press X to doubt on that one, maybe. I just feel like I don't want to start it now. There's just enough time to maybe get her done. But at the same time, too, I don't know, dude. And then a continuous flow intersection is so fun, but it's just a disaster. I'm open to suggestions and thoughts right now. So if you guys have anything comment-wise, you drop me a thought. We could maybe start with it next episode. Could maybe try to sneak it in now, though. I'm going to throw in some more big box stores over here, because that was also part of the plan. My fear about trying to rush that interchange is if we feel like we're pressed for time, we may not make it all that well. Do you have the old park maintenance building? I think I just have the road maintenance, not the park maintenance one. Let me double check, though. Yes, just the regular one. I should put this down, too. That was also part of that suggestion. Actually, that would look nice in that little pocket right there. Overlaps incorrectly. Ah. There it is. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, there it is. And then, so yeah, what do you got for big box stores that would make sense with this quadrant? And then we'll have to have lots of parking. This is effectively big box outlet land. Let's go. All right, so Home Depot, everyone's favorite place to kind of shop. Let's do that one off a road on this side. What asset is this? This one is the Home Depot. Home Depot, baby. Get your tools, get your paints. I wish I could continue. Well, that's not terrible. No, the other one. Which other one, eh? The park maintenance building, that one? I don't think the fenced-in parking lot's correct. There we go. Let's move these over. Move that one over. Behind the Home Depot? Who are you? This is a Morrissey's Market. I don't know if this is actually a workshop item. I think this is just from... Yeah, it's from the UK pack. There you go. A UK supermarket chain. I want that parking lot to, like, not clip. Will that work? Oh, if you do hold control, you get tight maneuvering. Oh, that's cool. No one should use this, but, you know, hypothetically, this is now, like, truck access. Get these all in the same plane for the height. Oh, yeah. And then that is a no intersection, no left, no left. There you go. And then what the heck was that bus doing there for a second? Hey, where are you even going? Where are you going? Hello? Returning to the bus depot. Okay. Well, have a good day. So across the street from Emerson's, the empty piece of land, you could build new big box. Yeah, you're reading the script here, but that's the goal, putting some more of these in. Close to the highway, we're close to a little bit of a transit hub. We're building up the density over here too. We don't have very far to go for like shipping if we're bringing goods in to the big box stores to sell. IKEA! Oh my gosh. IKEA, I don't know, man. I like IKEA, but then I don't like IKEA. You know what I mean? I feel like I want something a little bit bougier than IKEA, but then the budget usually is like, well, we can afford IKEA stuff. But then IKEA got a little bit expensive. It's kind of like, hello, do you know who you are? Have you lost your own plot, you know? IKEA might be a little bit closer to the highway. I know exactly what you mean. It's like McDonald's when they raise their prices. It's like, you know, like, sir, you're not fine dining, you know? IKEA did have to lower a lot of their prices because they did actually lose the plot a bit, which is funny. In my experience, you always see an IKEA from the highway, and you're like, oh, we should stop there. And you go get, like, breakfast or something. So I feel like that's the correct look. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, we got to pull off. Here's the IKEA. Yep, stop here. David, let's go. Home Depots have huge parking lots. Are you trying to say this parking lot does not jazz you? Hello? 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 What's all this then? Alright, we need a Costco and a gas bar to go with the Costco. Why is that road so crooked? Oh no. Oh no. Who? No. What do you mean? Oh no. Wait a minute. Is this road crooked? Or is this road crooked? You're crooked like a politician. Oh, no. Oh, God. Yeah, it is that one. Well, who can keep a secret? Drogan, what up, dude? All IKEA visits take 2+ hours. They design them like a maze. I feel like IKEA for inspiration, but then, like, maybe you DIY or you go thrifting and try to find something a little bit nicer. Commercial area seems jam-packed in. Is that good or bad? I still need to get parking through here, though. Man, I'm sad these are not on the correct, like, angle now, eh? Actually, let's align that to this height. Oh, cool! Interesting. Ah, interesting indeed. Drogan, how are you today? Welcome in. Bro, that's kind of cool, actually, that little retaining wall necessary. Making the retaining wall necessary. Thank you, I can't word. Stores are on top, touching each other. Oh, no. These are plenty of room, eh? Plenty of room. How should we separate these guys by some parking lots? Like, you know, land is expensive. You can't just have, like, oodles of space between us here. And then you know what? It's got to pass the feel check, right? So we'll put it down. If it doesn't feel right, we can always adjust it. Stuff can always be moved. Nothing is set in stone. Even the stones aren't set in stone. I'm just like shooketh that this road is like, I don't know which one is crooked or if it's maybe the height difference, but someone seems so out of play here. Steven, we will see you soon, sir. Drogan doing well. Excellent. Drogan, I don't mean to be like missing from the Winrose action for so long here. And then just while I have you, do you have any interest in Arma Reforger for some Twitch? Okay, let's put some parking and then see how this feels. I would have taken the empty piece of land for the big box stores, place them at the back of the property, and then tons of parking in front. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's, you know, it's not that far off from what we're doing. How dare? Oh, that's a nice parking lot. Okay, so that one can gently move. That can be the big boy parking lot going in here. And then for the sake of like the fact that we're off symmetry here, I've kind of looked at that. It seems a bit interesting, and have a server could host on too. We have a server for it, but we want to play in there's like a really good set of public servers that are very well moderated. Otherwise, we have like a smaller server that we can play us against the bots, and we can make our own missions, which is fun. But I was thinking next week on Twitch for a little bit of overlap. With some friends, get some games going. Oh, I wish that ramp wasn't such an issue. I think it's fine. Holy smokes, trains are loud. We're getting a little bit, like, the height here is getting kind of, yeah, Can I lower this building slightly? Oh, we still want to figure this out, too. Oh, goodness. I know. And then if I can draw these at the same height with... Oh, you know, again, the constant slope. Oh, my heaven. No wonder we were having problems earlier. Ah, I keep forgetting I have to turn that on every time we play. Oh, my heaven. let's bring this down to 1 rail. And the logic for that is if we're queuing trains, they're going to make a mess of the infrastructure here. We'll connect that back together, but I don't need trains like hanging out, blocking all these road connections. I was thinking, Drogon, for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I've got to get the details from Dash and Adam Victor as to like what the server is that we're on. I think Weot was also on board. And out of nowhere, there's like 15 or 20 of us that were like playing before. So I think we can get a lot of those guys back too. Yeah, it's not bad. I just wish that little bit right there was... I might be able to actually fix that if we key wall the edge of this part. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool, eh? And you can just throw some trees in there. So I think given the time, we will probably hold off on that interchange. But I think we should try to build a 4-way interchange out of this, like, 3-stack. That's a hot mess for Jank. I think so. And then that would help kind of, like, tie in for traffic and another way in and out of our manufacturing / like, harbor port area. That is really cool to look at. And we figured it out, too. So I don't know where we're at for the unlock here. No way! Auxiliary gate access? Oh, yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Road required? Yeah, dude, I have a road. What do you mean? Oh, it goes that way. Oh. Fantastic. Let's add that. I would put a Paradox mod turbine interchange. Yeah, but I want to build one myself, though, eh? I need some practice to get ready for that little tutorial series I'm going to try. How to convincingly build. What do you mean road required? Hello? What do you mean road required? I have a road. Maybe they need to be connected to this. Click off that. Yeah, what do you mean road required? Bro, what do you think this is, eh? Is that not the right kind of road? Oh, that can be upgraded. Really? Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. So the auxiliary port gate provides additional entry points to the port area, improving traffic. You're right. It's telling me that a road is required. What does that mean to you? I don't understand why this is not working the way I want it to. Does anybody have any thoughts on this one, eh? Let me turn the anarchy off and maybe see if that's a overlapping items. Can you anarchy it in? No, it wouldn't give me that option either. It still says road required. Huh. I wonder if this is just like not working correctly. Yeah, there's one giant circle. Okay. I believe as long as it operates within that, like, parameter, right? Trying a regular road? Yeah, still the same idea, right? What if I were to attach a regular road to this? I know that if I do this, it's going to give me, like, you know, things are severed and broken, right? I end up, like, messing the port, in air quotes, up. Weird. Huh. I wonder if it's, like, something I downloaded, like a mod or something that's breaking that. The dangers of modding. Uh-oh. Mods not even once, eh? No, no, no. Mods aren't bad. You just gotta figure that one out, eh? Alright, if it's not meant to be, it is not meant to be, and that is not the end of the world. Alright, back to big box land. Let's get a few more pieces into there. Yeah, that looks kind of okay. That looks kind of okay now that we're building this up. That looks kind of better. It does. I believe you need to connect it to a port road first. Right, maybe I'm using the key road. Maybe that's the issue, eh? Let's not give up on this. That's a good suggestion. Raise that slightly. Make these the same height. And then... okay, this is water. Port Gate Road. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Mother trucker! No, what? No. No, I did the thing, though. No, 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 no. Maybe the one-way road? This is getting kooky. One second here. Brother. Huh. That might just be borked, eh? Who let this man stream? Pipster, hello, welcome in. Yeah, not the end of the world. I mean, we're just gonna bottleneck. We know we are. And so I would like additionals, but if we just can't get anything done there... huh. Can you only have one gate? Well, I'd make the argument, like, unlocking secondary gates. Like, this is an auxiliary, right? This is an additional. So that should be just easy as apple pie. You unlock it, you put it down, right? Who knows, though? We'll have to look at some patch notes. Maybe there's a known bug. My picture-perfect traffic world is starting to collapse again, eh? What happened here? Volume. We built you a new interchange, people. Why aren't you using it? All right. Running out of time, so let's do a little bit more for our big box, and then... ça va être tout pour aujourd'hui. Oh, Costco. Hi, welcome to Costco. I love you. Costco needs a gas station plus, like, Uber amounts of parking. And Costco's and Home Depot's, eh? I don't know what the heck they did, but there is absolutely some union partnership between the two of them, eh? Where there is one, there is usually the other. Oops. Did you know that the one parking lot, Home Depot, blocks the one road? What do you mean? No, I think we're okay. You mean this space right here? Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You zoom out far enough, like, whatever. And the bonus points, it actually lines up with that yellow line. So it's like, you know. That'd be where, like, the trucks would park and be, like, reversed in. So I wouldn't say it's, like, out of the question to have that like this, you know, but I'm doing my best, you know. I'm not trying to stress this kind of stuff, because I'll just literally go crazy trying to make everything picture perfect. And in my mind, I used to play that way, but then, you know, it took me a lot of game hours to kind of, like, objectively look at it and be like, it's still janky, don't worry. And then now we just try not to chase perfect symmetry, and we feel better when we play. Those are the kind of moments where, like, you know, I joke, but it creates the ick. And then you're like, I don't want to play the city anymore. There's something weird about it. I don't like that road, you know? Be nice if the trucks actually use the docks. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because it's a custom asset, that's kind of hit or miss, but it would be nifty. And it'd be really nifty if there's some kind of like transit city management overlap gargantuan mega project game where you could like drive trucks within someone's city and play like Euro Truck Sim. And I could see like that'd be you in that red car right there honking your horn at me as I'm putting trees down. It'd be kind of funny, right? All right, so Costco and their astronomical amount of parking. Yes. A little bit hilly through here. Put the assets in, and then we'll try to flatten them down if we need to. Ho ho! Look at that, eh? That's not too shabby. And where's your Costco gas bar? Aha. That should be like a bit more like tied into the parking. Almost like we need like one more set of lots in here. Some stuff likes to get moved with Move It Mod, some stuff doesn't. Just my random observation. Thanks, Jads. You're very welcome. Very welcome indeed. Thanks. Like and subscribe for more tips. Huh. Yeah, not quite, eh? Not quite, my friend. Not quite. It's not like we'd have like another set of shops or something here, but I might put that as like zoned. Whether it like looks great or just kind of feels like it's there, I do want to like make the meme that, you know, you go to Costco for your gas and you burn more gas waiting in line. You know what I mean? You save 90 cents, you spend $3. You know what I mean? Is it just Arma Reforger? Yes, it's Arma Reforger is kind of a weird game. It was a test engine to kind of like, you know, see where they could take Arma 4 if they were to get a new Arma game going, and then people wanted more content with it, and it just blew up to be this like little mini fun game where it's kind of like Arma 3.5, but it's very like throwback and very fun. And you can play like single player, multiplayer, and there's good servers. The asset did not come with one, so you have to vanilla game with other custom asset. What are you talking about here, eh, Yang? Can people clip two Costco's together and make a big one? Possibly. You have enough boxiness that you could, but this feels like, you know, a decent size, right? Okay, so let's get all of these nodes talking. See, I feel like this should be vanilla. There's some simple version of like just, you know, post adjustment. If that's cleaner, that's nicer. You could do that definitely vanilla, but it would terraform like 100 times at first, right? Whoa! No way! What is this? Kenzai Tower, stunning skyscraper. Yo, let's go. Woo! This will be the tallest thing in the city if we place this down, eh? Oh, heck yeah, dude. There's a deluxe version. Oh, for God's sakes. Why are there so... Like, why is that the standard? You know what I mean? Just give us a game. You know what I mean? I don't know what the price difference would be. I don't even know if there was, like, a difference between Digital Deluxe and Standard when I bought it. But I think I just have, like, regular Arma Reforger, but... Oh, that fits very well into that block right there. Oh, that is phenomenal. That is the tallest thing for miles, son. Oh, good job. That's cool. Yeah, that is really cool. All right, what else we got here? Nordstrom. That's fun. Beverly Falls Premium Mall. No, wait. You can have your own mall. Oh, that's fun. Huh. Maybe the big box stores exist differently from the mall. And we can be like Robin, you know, let's go to the mall. Oh, my heaven. Is the mall, like, I don't know, eh? It's got to be maybe outside the city a bit. The old downtown. New downtown. Like, maybe if this comes into continuous flow and we're trying to, like, transition into, like, you know... I don't know how to do this one correctly, eh? I don't want this to kind of, like, change positions like 100 times here, but... I just don't think having that one where those guys are makes sense, but it wouldn't be, like, terrible. Some big box is near an outlet mall. How does that look right there, actually? That is so cool. That's a very classic mall. A very classic mall. Strong parking. That's actually really cool to look at. No, this does feel like it needs to be somewhere else. Maybe on this side of the highway. Yeah, next to the highway. That's cool. Okay, well, let's put that there for the moment. An AMC movie theater. Oh, let's go. What are we going to watch? Oh, I hear, what's the Ryan Gosling space one? That one's Hail Mary. Wonder if they got that playing. That or Mortal Kombat, eh? Okay, so we have a lot to do on our next stream, but we have unfortunately run out of time for today. We have much to do. Outstanding progress. I just feel like I just want to keep on working. I sometimes don't know what we're going to work on until we just start working on it. And I think we did a great job today. Managed to accomplish some goals. We got a really fresh interchange built. Really like that. That is kind of dorky and kind of fun. Whether that stays there or not, we'll see. But I think that kind of makes sense, though. And there's our new interchange, speaking of which, in the shadow of the Colossus. A skyline that is growing in height. A city that is just moving up beautifully with density. Didn't, unfortunately, get a little bit of work done in this part. We wanted to redo our tunnel as a bridge. Want to get the prison working. Beef up more transit. And just start getting, like, the King Street pilot project having a bit more action and success. But slowly getting their way. I know April time is up, eh? What simulator games do you play? I like to do a lot of the driving games, like Snow Runner, Mud Runner is a fun one. They just came out with a Bus Bound. Probably have to throw that on stream soon, but listen, if we don't end here, we're never going to end, eh? And the ongoing mystery, what is actually happening in this port? Who knows, eh? Let's find out all this and more on the next installment of our Cities Skylines adventure. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out, dropping me some comments. I appreciate it. If you guys enjoy the streams, definitely don't forget to hit the like button. It is free for you. It is very helpful. We can meet some new friends that way. If you want to be a real team player, just go back, drop some comments, hit the like. Just be a beautiful being out there. You know, it's contagious. Drink some water and report back. Tell me how she goes, eh? Otherwise, I'm wrapping up here. I will see you soon. Thank you very much for hanging out. And this city is really starting to come together. So, good job, all of you, eh? Job well done. Catch you later. Love, peace, and hair grease. Canada checking out, eh?